So last week we discussed a very, very important topic, especially before we go or before we leave our body, what is the essential thing we should perform? The essential thing that was discussed is remembering Krishna. If we remember Krishna, we go to Krishna. If we don't remember Krishna, and whatever we remember, we get that one. Someone wants to enjoy the life. Whatever the enjoyment you are seeking, you get a body suitable to that. Say, suppose someone wants to, for example, in this life, non-vegetarian is a great thing to eat it, and he feels so much about remembering the tastes of all these non-vegetarian dishes. Then what will happen? Next life, even he become an animal like a tiger, a lion, or some animals that can eat meat very, very, nicely, kind of enjoying that as a. Some animals enjoys a lot like that. Same way, someone wants to enjoy the sex life or something like that. So in the next life, he becomes a monkey or something like that. A monkey will have unlimited number of female partners. There is no limit to it. So this kind of nature, whatever the desire we have, to suitable to that desire, we get the body. If we don't remember Krishna. So if we remember Krishna, we go to Krishna. If we don't remember Krishna, and whatever the desires we have, and a body suitable to those desires, we get it. So his conclusion is basically Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu. So all the time, Sarveshu Kaleshu, all the time. Ma Manusmara, Ma Manusmara, think of me, follow me. So these instructions are given to Arjuna, but it is the same instruction for us too. It is the same instruction for us. So we have to follow Krishna or his instructions. Now let us see what is being discussed here from today onwards. So I would like to, one of Mataji's, either Priya Mataji or Divya Mataji, whoever is seeing this screen, can you able to read from here? I think you are all.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Can you read it from here, Mataji, the modern man?
Okay, Prabhuji. Modern man has struggled very hard to reach the moon, but he has not tried very hard to elevate himself spiritual. One second, Prabhuji. Spiritually, if one has 50 years of life ahead of him, he should engage that brief time in cultivating this practice of remembering the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This practice is the devotional process. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnum Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atma Nivedanam. These 9 processes of which the easiest in Shravanam. Hearing the Bhagavad Gita from the realized person will turn one to the thought of the Supreme Being. This will lead to remembering the Supreme Lord and will enable one, upon leaving the body, to attain a spiritual body which is just fit for association with the Supreme Lord.
Thank you, Mataji. Just give a break.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. So here is the conclusion to follow the earlier one. So what happened in the modern day, from the time we go to elementary school, doctorate, postdoctorates, researches, everything, all is telling about the useless dead matter. Nothing, no school, no college, nowhere is speaking about spirit, isn't it? Spirit is the one that making this body move, but we never care for that spirit. Where the spirit came from, what is its characteristics, how we can harness this, and what is its power, and how can nobody, nowhere. All we worry about is the matter. The matter. That is why this process is said, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu. So interestingly, if we look at it, the instruction whatever Krishna is giving, the same instruction is given by all the advanced devotees. For example, in Bhagavatam, second canto, first chapter, the very beginning verses, the 5 verses that Sukadev Goswami spoke to Parikshit Maharaj is exactly the same. What did he say? In the very one, he said, Shrotavyadini Rajendra Nunam Santi Sahasrasaha Apasyatam Atmatattvam Gruheshu Gruhamedina. He said what? Those who are grossly, are interested in the in the gross sense gratification, enjoyment. What happened? They get attracted to the material things, and they have so many topics to discuss. Movies, games, politics, music, every single thing on this earth is, they have a topic to hear it. Apasyatam Atmatattvam, but they are unable to see the absolute truth. They are enjoying this life of Gruhastha. But because of that, how do they spend their time? Nidraya hrite naktam. So, night time, they sleep, or either indulge in sex activities, etc., etc. Daytime, devacha ardehaya rajan. So, either making money, or kutumba bharanenava, or taking care of the families. So, during the daytime, we make money, taking care of the family. During the night time, we sleep, and whatever the activities that are convenient are making us happy. And on top of that, what we do? Dehapatya kalatradishva atmasainyeshva asat api. That means this body is my well, or it is going to protect me. I consider the body, I consider my children, my wife, my relatives, all are my confident, or my soldiers. They can protect me anytime, but not realizing they're all temporary. Asat. Sat means eternal. Asat means temporary. Anytime they can leave. Anytime they can leave, isn't it? Pasyanapi na pasyati. Even though we see every single day people are dying left and right in front of our eyes. But we still believe that, oh, my children are going to save me, my wife is going to save me, my husband is going to save me, my parents are going to save me, my in-laws are going to save me, my money, my power, all these things. That is never going to happen. So what is he suggesting? He is suggesting, Tasmat Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Hari Shrotavya Kirtavyasya Smartavyasya Ichita Bhayam. So he said, Shrotavya, listen, Kirtavya, glorify, and Smartavya, and remember. Then if you do, Ichata, it means Abhayam. Abhayam means refugee. I will protect. Bhayam means fear. Abhayam means no fear. So if we do these things, then there is no fear. That is exactly here also giving. This is Sukadev Goswami spoke to Parikshit Maharaj. Now this verse what we are seeing is Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu. This one is speaking Prahlad Maharaj. See, whatever Krishna spoke, all the devotees are repeating. No change. That means this is something very, very authentic, very, very important. So, these 9 process, especially Shravanam is the first one. Shravanam, isn't it? That is how we learn. We go to school, we listen to the teachers. We are at home, we listen to the elders. Being an infant, we listen to the mother. Everything starts by listening. And also the famous saying, what is it saying that? When two people are there, who is get more benefit? The person who talks constantly or the person who listens more? Who gets more benefit? Who gets more benefit?
The person who listens more.
Yes, the person who listens more gets more benefit. That is why Shravanam is making us more prone or more listen to Krishna Katha. That means the more and more we listen to Krishna Katha, what will happen? We change. Our heart changes. Our heart changes. That is why Shravanam is so important. I wanted to speak about Krishna, but what do I speak if I don't know? See, Krishna is not something in a shop or something I can take him, put him in my mouth so that I can speak about Krishna. He is not a candy. He is not a sugar candy or something I just put it, I become so sweet and I speak afterwards. No, we have to listen from the realized persons. What they realized, they will tell. Especially I heard some Maharajas describes about Krishna so beautifully that alone describing Krishna takes more than an hour, 2 hours. From his toenail all the way to the hair, it takes easily a day. To describe each and every part of Krishna, to describe each and every mark on the body of Krishna, it takes a day. That means how much they know to speak that much. Unless until we hear, we cannot speak about Krishna. So if we want to talk about Krishna, the first requirement, we must hear about Krishna. One time Maharaj said, if I wanted to give a class of 30 minutes, I had to prepare a class of 4 hours. I was wonder why do we need to practice a class of 4 hours to speak 30 minutes? So that means when we speak, not everything that we think, not everything we hear is communicated. No, we only communicate essence. Our nature is such that we cannot repeat exactly what we hear. We take the essence of it. So we have to take more so that we can speak something out of it. So the Shravanam is a very, very important. Many, many examples have been given. And every day practically we see in our life, isn't it? Our children are the best example. Our children are the best example. So this is about this one. Now let us further continue. One more person can read the next 2 paragraphs. Anyone would like it to? You all can read 1 or 2 paragraphs.
I will read, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
From the Lord says, Prabhu.
Yes.
The Lord further says, Abhyasa yoga yuktena चेतसा नान्य गामिना परमं पुरुषं दिव्यं याति याति पार्थानु चिन्तयन्. He who meditates on me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, undeviated from the path. He, O Arjuna, is a source to reach me. This is not a very difficult. This is not a very difficult process. However, one must learn it from an experienced person. Tad vijnanardham sagurum evabhigachyate. One must approach a person who is already in the practice. The mind is always flying to this and that, but yava- but one must practice concentrating the mind always on the form of the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, or on the sound of his name. The mind is naturally restless, going higher and going hither and thither, but it can rest in the sound vibration of Krishna. One must thus meditate on Paramam Purusham, the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the spiritual kingdom, the spiritual sky, and thus attain him. The ways and the means for ultimate realization, ultimate attachment, are stated in the Bhagavad Gita, and the doors of this knowledge are open for everyone. No one is barred out. All classes of men can approach Lord Krishna by thinking of him. For hearing and thinking of him are possible for everyone. The Lord further says in Bhagavad Gita 9.32 to 9.33, Mam hi partha vyapashritya yepisyo papayonayah striyo vaisyastata sudras tepyanti param gatim punar kim punar brahmana punya bhakta rajashrayastata anityam asukam lokam imam prapya bhajasva mam. Thus the Lord says that even a merchant, a fallen woman, or a laborer, or even human beings in the lowest status of life can attain the Supreme. One does not need highly developed intelligence. The point is that anyone who accepts the principle of Bhakti Yoga and accepts the Supreme Lord as the summum bonum of life, as the highest target, the ultimate goal, can approach the Lord in the spiritual sky. If one adopts the principles enunciated in Bhagavad Gita, he can make his life perfect and make a permanent solution to all the problems of life. Thus is the sum and substance of the entire Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, you can stop here, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. So this is further continuing here, clearly saying it. There is no qualification who is qualified to pray to Krishna. Here the qualification is anyone, especially said here, anyone. What did he said? Striyo Vaishyas Tada Shudras. See this one he said? Normally in our society, we consider Brahmanas and Kshatriyas are the first class and second class, and they are eligible to read, recite Vedas, and whatever the kind of process. They're eligible. They're eligible for initiations, all these things and all. They have family priests, and they have certain samskaras to follow or others. But the rest of the people, they're not qualified to do anything at all. So for them, how do they get knowledge? For them, how do they reach out to Krishna? But here Krishna clearly telling that. What he said, Vyapashritya, taking shelter of Krishna, special, it's a kind of without any deviation. Without any deviation. Our faith on Krishna should not waver. We see this one many times, isn't it? When everything is good in our life, we are very, very faithful, wonderful, everything is good. But when things go wrong, and especially go wrong, that means every single thing we touch is blasting back. Sometimes we call it as say cinema kastalu, filmy difficulties, like it's a one after another, the series coming. So we lose faith. We lose faith because when we are in trouble and we didn't get help right time, right away, people will go 180 degrees turn from a devotee to a non-devotee. The same happened the other way around too. That sort of faith is no good. No matter what happened, we must have faith on Krishna. Krishna has some plan for me. That sort of it. That sort of it. No matter who we are, no matter who we are, so we can reach out to Krishna. Reaching out to Krishna is the one and only goal. Vasudeva Parodharma Vasudeva Paragati. Isn't it? That is the verse we recite every day when we recite Bhagavatam. The ultimate goal of our life is Krishna. That means going to his Dhamma is the ultimate goal. To go there, there is no qualification other than thinking about him. How easy this process is. Krishna made it easy. You think of me, you come to me. How simple this one is. So I need not to be a Brahmana to remember Krishna. No matter what sort of work I do, I still can remember Krishna. Isn't it? No matter how rich I am or how poor I am, I still can worship Krishna. So Krishna accepts anything and everything. Krishna doesn't make any difference between a Brahmana and a Shudra. A simple example, I think this is somewhere recently I heard, or one of the Prabhuji was asked, out of in the temple services, what service you like the most? That Prabhuji answered, he's a very well qualified and he's a very scholarly person. Everyone thought of that, he will ask preaching or something like that. No. You know what he said? He said, cleaning of the dustbins after everyone is eating. Nobody is expected that answer. So seva can be anything. Preaching is a seva, cleaning is a seva. And in terms of seva, Krishna doesn't make any difference. Oh, this person is preaching, he is more. This person is only removing the trash, he is less. No, a seva is a seva. Krishna award both of them equally, no less, no more. Someone is preaching the verses left and right, giving quoting everywhere and everything. No, not necessarily that is the topmost thing. No. What is more important? More important is a service or service attitude. Service attitude. Oh, I only preach, I only do arati to Krishna, but the rest of the things for the other people who are illiterates or who are, not well versed. No, here Krishna is clearly giving. Anyone is eligible to Krishna, to get to Krishna. So it is very, very important. So the conclusion, now we are doing the conclusion. So is the conclusion portion is basically is Gita Mahatmya. Gita Mahatmya. I don't know how many of you are familiar. Gita Mahatmya is basically glorification of Gita. What will happen if you all remember it for the past few weeks? Every single week, the verses I am sending it in email are from Gita Mahatmya. There are around 30 verses or something like that. That itself is a separate book. So what will happen if we recite every single day Bhagavad Gita, one verse, two verses, 10 verses, full verses, one stanza, this and that, all those will be given in that one. So some of the verses as given as a bottom as a conclusion for us to know. So we may not cover all of it, but let us see at least some we can cover. Anyone would like to read the first verse or second one and two verses? Let's see who else can read. Anyone else?
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yes, Divya Mataji, please.
Should I start from?
In conclusion,
Yeah, okay, Prabhuji. In conclusion, Bhagavad Gita is a transcendental literature which one should read very carefully. Gita Shastram idam punyam, ya patet prayat puman. If one properly follows the instructions of Bhagavad Gita, one can be freed from all the miseries and anxieties of life. Bhaya sokhadi varjita. One will be freed from all fears in his life, and one's next life will be spiritual. Gita Mahatya 1. There is also a further advantage. Gita Dhyayana Silasya Pranayama Parasya cha Naiva Shantihi Papani Purva Janma Krathani cha. If one reads Bhagavad Gita very sincerely and with all seriousness, then by the grace of Lord, the reactions of his past misdeeds will not act upon him. Gita Mahatya 2. The Lord says very loudly in the last portion of Bhagavad Gita 18.66, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam ekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshaisyami masucha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Thus the Lord takes all responsibility for one who surrenders unto him, and he indemnifies such a person against all reactions of sins.
thank you, Mataji. So,
Thank you, Prabhuji.
thank you, Mataji. So these three verses, if we remember it, very, very interesting verses. Especially this one is very, very famous verse. Gita Dhyena Silasya Pranayama Parasya cha Naiva Shanti Papani Purva Janma Krutani cha. So a lot of times people ask, Prabhuji, I have been doing sinful things probably from my past life. What will happen? How many lifetimes I had to take birth to get rid of all it? We don't know what we did in the past, how many lifetimes we did it. And those are all taking one by one, one by one. What will happen? If I did committed mistakes for 100 lifetimes, do I need to take 100 lifetimes to get rid of this or all those sinful reactions? What will happen if I do in the current life? Then this will be do next life. So there is no end to it. There is no end to it. For our karma, there is no end to it. The reason is, as long as we take this body, we do perform karma, we do get karma. There is no way to avoid it unless it is 100% a pure devotional service. What is the simplest pure devotional service? Just now only we said listening. Listening. Gita Adhyayana Selasya is Adhyayana, is basically if we pay attention to Gita reciting or listening, if we do it very sincerely and seriously, what will happen? All those sinful things that we did in our past will be gone for good. gone for good. That means we are with a clean slate. We are with a clean slate. You know? So here is the another one that goes with Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vaja. This is very, very important. Lot of people are okay. Mam Ekam. Ekam. Why Krishna only saying that? Me only. Me one and only. Me one and only. That means we should not go here and there, Especially if we knew in India we have what? 33 million gods, right? 33 crores. Yeah, 33 crores. 33 crores of gods we have. So if we go on each and every god, that's not what Krishna is asking. Me alone, one Krishna can do everything. So we have to surrender to Krishna. Let us see, can we cover the remaining? Yeah, remaining may not cover for this one. At least this was last. Let's read this one. Anyone would like to read the last verse here for today?
I will read.
Please go ahead.
Go ahead, Mataji.
Thanks, Mataji. मलनिर्मोचनं पुंसां जलस्नानं दिने दिने सकृद्गीतामृतस्नानं संसारमलनाशनम्. One may cleanse himself daily by taking a bath in water, but if one takes a bath even once in the sacred Ganges water of Bhagavad Gita, for him the dirt of material life is altogether vanquished. Gita Mahatmya 3.
Yeah. See, this is a very, very interesting statement, actually, isn't it? We take bath every day, isn't it? We bathe every day. Every day. Why? Especially, I'm asking the people who are inside home. Nowadays, we are not going out or something, and most of the people stays home. See, every day we stay inside, and why still we need to take bath? We can save soap, we can save water, we can save time, we can save everything. And because we are not, kind of taking off clothes also not dirty, we need not to put more clothes in the laundry too. See how much we are saving it by staying at home. But yet we still take every day bath. I'm asking, some of you can answer why. Why do we need to bathe every day? We are not daily laborers to go and work in the field or something so that I have to clean myself. Is there any reason why I have to take bath every day?
Is it because of the material body project that can sustain only for certain hours, then it automatically can smell or something?
That's absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct. As Nainar Prabhu mentioned, whether we expose it to the dirt or not, but the body produces the dirt, the sweat, isn't it? The sweat comes. The sweat comes, we may not notice it. If we go for a big run or something, we can see the sweat coming in kinds of drops or something like that. But even without doing anything, walking here and there or something like that, our body still produces. And also, every single night sleep, by daytime, it leaves some chemicals on our body that creates trouble, health troubles for future. For that reason, every single day bath is necessary. Malinam mochanam pumsam jalasnanam dine dine sakrud gitamrita snanam samsara malanasanam. See, sakrud gitamrita snanam. But for our body, we need every single day the soap, every single day the water, every single day. But to get rid of this life cycle that is been happening for us millions of lifetimes, all we have to do is sakrad. Not all the time, one time. He said Sakrud, little bit. Little bit Gita Amrita. That means what? If we listen in our life one time Gita, we are done. We are done. If we practice one verse of Gita, we are done. That means how fortunate we are. Krishna is giving every single possible option for us to make us to come back. Make us to come back. He is giving a reason for us to go back. Sometimes we feel, oh, okay, I don't go back. Especially we see watches in the movies, right? Oh, I took a vow, I have to achieve something, then only I go back. Then only I go back. That is our nature, right? We left home and to achieve something. We come to city to achieve something. I won't go back unless until I achieve something. This is our nature. This is our nature. So Krishna finding every way and means to make us feel satisfied and go back. So even this Bhagavad Gita read, heard, discussed, little bit, completely we can get rid of these troubles in this body. So here it is, Gita Mahatmya is telling. There are a few more verses, I think 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there is few more verses. I think it will take one more class. But these are worth studying verses actually. Every single verse here are very, very popular verses that Adi Shankaracharya, keep on speaking them. You see, this is especially very famous verse. Sarvopanishado gavo dugda gopala nandana pardo vatsa sudhir bhokta dugdam gita amritam mahat. These are all very, very wonderful verses. So even for the sake of everyone to read, we can stop it here today and we will complete the rest in the next class. And so that we will complete this introduction chapter and then we will move with the first chapter, Arjuna Vishada Yoga. So there we will do little workshop kind of thing. Okay, what is their mindset? What do they do? What if we are in that situation? Something I wish everyone can participate actively and see so that we can adapt some of these principles into our life. Okay, small things. Not necessarily overnight we will become something very, very, no, not necessarily. Small things, very, very simple things we can practice it. And it will change our life entirely. So I'll stop it here and let's see if we have any comments and questions from anyone.